Big Spud. Hi guys, my name's Tasia, and this is my friend Shelby.
Hi.
We're both fourth-year computer science students at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and Shelby here has had internships at Google, Amazon, and Facebook. And so today I wanted to bring her on to my channel to ask her a couple of questions about her experience and how she got there. So, Shelby, do you want to kind of take us through the timeline of how your journey over the past 4 years has been?
Yes. So after my freshman year here at Cal Poly, I interned for Amazon Slow, which is a local branch of Amazon. And then after my second year, I did the Google Engineering Practicum program in Manhattan, New York. And then this past summer, after my third year, I did security at Facebook in their headquarters in Palo Alto.
Nice. I know you probably can't go into the specifics too much, but can you tell us the kind of things you worked on at each of these places?
Yeah, so at Amazon I worked on web development, and I did some landing pages for CreateSpace and like Kindle Direct printing. So like lots of JavaScript. I refactored a few pages. And then after my second year, I was on the measurement lab team, which is like an internal, or sorry, not, how do I say that? It's an internet speed test that you can find if you Google how fast is my internet, and a little one box pops up and you can run your internet speed. It's open source, and we put all of those results online for researchers to use. And then this past summer at Facebook, I was on their online safety team, just making Facebook safer for vulnerable users.
Nice. Okay. And I know you're a senior right now. Do you have another internship lined up, or how does the future look for you?
Yeah, so I'm not going to be graduating in 4 years, which is pretty common here at Cal Poly.
Yeah. I'm not either.
So I will be going back to New York, and I'm interning at Squarespace. I'm going to try mobile app development.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And seems like you love New York. You're going back.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I just kind of want to touch base about getting an internship after your freshman year. And that's not super common. You can do it if you really want to, but what did you do, I guess, to get that internship? And I guess all of them, like how did your approach differ, or how is it similar?
Right, so getting an internship after my freshman year wasn't in my peripheral vision at all, but I saw an upperclassman post on one of our Cal Poly Facebook groups for women in software and hardware, which is an amazing group for women.
Check it out.
It's an awesome community, and I think the president at the time posted like, hey, the local Amazon is still looking for interns, and freshmen, don't be scared. So I remember like sending in my resume, and at the time I only had lifeguarding on there, so it was just wild.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I heard back like the day we were moving out of the dorms, so.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And was your approach, so like for freshmen, there are some companies that have specific internships for freshmen. Like I know Microsoft has a program, and I think Google does as well.
Yeah.
And our Amazon Slow obviously did.
Yeah.
So
lots of tech companies have special programs for first and second years.
So yeah, don't be discouraged though if you don't get it, because once you're a third or fourth year, it'll be a lot easier in my opinion to get an internship. So yeah,
definitely be open, research it. I think it's just not really on a lot of first and second years like mine's like it was for me.
Yeah.
So it's totally like, I don't know, it's choose your own path. And I know a lot of people decided to take online classes because that does help you with graduation. So yeah, it's really up to you. You don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do it. I was like, I'm gonna have a summer break.
It's not like you're doomed when you hear about other people with an internship. That's just not how the world pans out usually.
Yeah. So how were these 3 internships you've had so far, how are they similar and how are they different?
Well, just because they were all big tech companies, there was like just a lot of code. The code base was huge. There's a lot of different employees, lots of communities within the company. And I can't really speak for smaller companies because I haven't had that experience yet. But it was really awesome just seeing how each company solve different problems, like how do we get our employees to, I don't know, be social. So Facebook did a really good job at that. There's something called Workplace, which is like an internal Facebook, exactly how you would think it is, with like groups and messaging, all that stuff. I thought that Google had a really, really awesome and supportive community of women engineers. And every year they do something called GWE, Google Women Engineer Conference. So it's cool to see, you know, your upper-ups and what they're doing in life, so that you have someone to look up to and potentially like get a mentorship from them. So it's really, yeah, there's a lot of really cool structures in place that you can tell have come with time, and because there's so many people willing to step up and take that extra role.
And I can speak on behalf of like a smaller-ish company. This past summer I interned at Evernote, and they still had like a lot of different support groups, and not like a support group, but you know what I mean. It's like a group where you guys come together and talk about your similarities and things that you bond over. So I think regardless of the company you go to, you will find people that you can vibe with. So yeah. What advice would you give to others looking for a big tech internship? Because you're one away from getting all Big Four, right? I mean, Microsoft was the one that got away.
Gross. I would say, I need to preface this with, like, I never planned for this. It just kind of happened every year, so here we are. If you're looking for a big tech company, I think it's good to ask yourself why. Is there something about that, like a certain product? I don't know, what are you enthusiastic about? Because if your answer is like, oh, free food, then you're gonna get a lot, I don't know, maybe that'll be your into this like awesome learning experience, but I think a lot of people come in with just like, or a lot of students have that like notion of a big tech company without really thinking about what goes on behind the scenes. And there might be some, like, another company that like actually fits your interests. Okay, anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. But if you're looking for a big company, be aware of the deadlines and the important dates, because I know that a lot of companies have like rolling admissions, so the day that their applications are open, they're already interviewing people. So like the sooner you apply, the less competition there is. So that's a really big one. If you're fortunate to go to a university with lots of computer science students that may have interned at this place before, or even while they're still there, that's a hot tip. If Tasia is working at Evernote and I really want to work there next summer, the next time I have an opportunity to, while she's there, I'm going to hit her up for a referral so that I can just get that train started.
Early, over the summer. You don't wait.
Summer,
don't even wait for like the school year to start.
No, because while she's in there, she can make an internal referral.
Yeah.
And that
most of the time, yeah.
Usually that guarantees that a recruiter will look at your resume.
Yeah, because recruiters look at a lot of resumes, and so if there's a short circuit that you can get for them to look at it, it's great for you. Go
It's so
for
helpful.
Yeah.
I also really like emailing back all of my past recruiters and being like, hello again from last year, here's my new resume, check it out. So just stay on top of it, I would say, and start studying, get the book.
The other thing is, I know for myself, when I was looking for an internship, I applied to probably over 40, 50 places.
Cast your net wide.
Yeah, so cast your net wide, and you might catch, a couple fish. It just kind of guarantees your chances of, like, getting an internship for the following summer, so.
Yeah, I had this conversation with, I think, some Google interns at the time, and most people there also didn't plan to work at Google, I think. I mean, everyone really respects the company, and we're all, like, grateful for the experience, but you kind of just, like, apply to a list and see what happens. And I know someone who has an Excel spreadsheet of, like, 50 to 100 companies, and he just lists them out and applies to all of them every year. So they really are putting in this work, and they're not, like...
Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket and apply to, like, 2 places that you really want to work at.
Right.
Just cast your net wide.
And also, if you have this company that's, like, your A+ number 1, don't schedule them as your first tech interview of the season. schedule some other interviews before then if you can, or just make sure that you're doing mock interviews with a friend so that by the time you get there, you are not rusty. Because I've made that mistake before and then it sucks because then the season starts and you've already been kicked out. So.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you this either, but when I was interviewing for Evernote, I actually did mock interviews with you, and that helped me a lot.
Oh,
yeah, so I did mock interviews with you before I started my actual interviews, which helped so much. It really helped kind of like, help me like know what to expect,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a great experience. So thank you for that. Okay, so I guess moving on, would you do this again?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. It's been so much fun to travel around and meet new people.
Yeah.
If I had to do it again and it wasn't possible for me, or if I had to go back in time and it wasn't possible for me to do all the teams that I did, I think it would be fine too. There's always something to learn. So, and that really is my attitude.
Mm-hmm.
For choosing teams or, I don't know, applying to companies, there's
Mm-hmm.
always something to learn from someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. And do you have any regrets?
I guess for the application process, no, I think that everything went well and I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah.
Once you're inside an internship, I would say ask yourself about, I don't know, where you want to live. Because I know for a lot of internships, you'll kind of have that issue of moving away from where you like are permanently living and then you figure out housing.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for the Bay, you might need a commute. But some companies give you stipends, so you could find a place potentially closer by.
Yeah.
So I chose to commute for about an hour, and I think if I could do that again, I would probably decide to live closer to the office just so that I wasn't as stressed. I think that has, just like, it improves your attitude if you're not stressed when you come into work in the morning.
Yeah.
Driving through rush hour was like not my zen mode. Yeah.
So for me, I got a housing stipend, and I lived 10 minutes away from the Evernote office, which was perfect because it meant that I could get to work, at a reasonable time and not be overwhelmed, like, with driving through traffic. And at the end of the day, coworkers and other interns want to go out and do stuff.
Right.
And so it was really convenient. It's not like I have to worry about driving an hour home afterwards. So it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed living close to the office. So if you could, I guess, do that.
Mix around with the interns too, that's awesome. I didn't do that as much because I was like, well, rush hour, gotta dip, I'm not trying to hit that, so. Yeah.
Okay, so it's good to know.
Oh, maybe, and I'm sure you can relate to this too, but everyone kind of gives interns a pass to ask dumb questions, ask people to lunch, so. Yeah.
There are no dumb questions, by the way. They know you're interns and you are going to mess up.
Yeah.
There are so many times.
I've asked some dumb questions.
And it's okay. Like, don't be afraid because that's okay, if there's a question you could work on and figure out on your own, maybe try to do that first. But if it's a question that you're going to have to genuinely ask someone for help, then do it. Yeah.
An example is I didn't know that Google is owned by Alphabet.
I'm learning this now. Cool.
Yeah, there you go. So then I showed up at the Google orientation and they're like, who knows what Alphabet is? And I was like, and then they're like, who doesn't? And I was like, I guess this is my time to shine. And I felt really dumb. Because they looked at me and they're like, what?
Were you the only one?
Yeah, I was the only one. I was like, I gotta make my impact. So.
Oh my goodness. And, okay, so one other question for you is, what are your favorite parts of your internships?
I love working with people who are passionate about their job. It just, makes my heart so happy.
Mm-hmm.
This summer when I was working at Facebook, I got to work with some people that were just so genuine about the work they were trying to do, because we were trying to help people, and I generally felt like the compassion that people had, or my coworkers had towards the, I don't know, different products that were rolling out at Facebook, and their insight was just so valuable. So I love that. I love it when people really like stew on words. I also love like badass women who can just like pin you down with a question and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
I wish I could be you.
Yeah.
It's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it. Like cast your net wide, and you don't have to be a hermit. The people that work at these companies aren't hermits that are like antisocial. They're genuinely like well-rounded people. So I think we have very stereotyped image of what success looks like, and also success is like big companies, small companies. It doesn't matter about the size. Just find something you really love to do. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shelby, and I hope you guys found this helpful. So.
Can I show you my water bottle?
Yes. Shelby's gonna show us her water bottle.
I actually have 2 water bottles.
Incoming.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
So now we're turning this video into a show and tell session. I have many water bottles and they're all very important to me. So the first one is this yellow water bottle with my favorite sticker. It's a little kitty cat and it says "Stop Sextortion." This was one of the projects that my team had going on at Facebook, and it'll tell you about what sextortion is and how to spot it and what to do if your friends are being sextorted, because now that we're entering the digital era, there's a lot of problems that maybe we don't talk about as much as we should. Do it. Okay, next. This is my failure water bottle, and I've had this for 4 years now, and the origin story is I would apply to a company and I would take their sticker, and then if they dumped me, I would put their sticker on this water bottle and it would be like everything is fine. And obviously not all of these are, like it didn't apply to the Avengers, but a few of these are definitely failure stickers, like when I would make little slogans in my head and run around and tell all my friends and make them like feel my pain. So square, and square's not fair. I'll just go through these. Drop by Dropbox. Stripe's not worth the hype. Yelp smells like kelp. Oh, and then because I did get Amazon, I was like, Amazon's amazing. And to all these companies, please hire me. I don't mean it, but it was just in the moment. Oh, Measurement Lab is not bad, but this is the place that I worked at Google. Super cool, really cool work. It's so relevant with net neutrality, and can I get, okay, no, this video is getting too long.
I mean, go ahead.
Okay, basically, a lot about net neutrality was like, my internet's really slow, and then people would be like, no it's not, or the company would be like, I just ran your internet speed test and looks fine to me, and the conversation would end there because you say something and they say something else, and if they don't match up, then what are you going to do about it? So Measurement Lab is kind of that in-between tool, and the way that they measure the internet speed is all open source, so the results are verifiable. It's kind of like, well, I'm running this code, why don't you run it, and see, we should be getting the same numbers. So that's like a huge, that was kind of like the Kickstarter for why net neutrality became a thing. So, yes, thank you for having me on your show today.
My show.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Okay, thanks, Shelby.